Now, I'm not going to yank him, right? Yeah. I'm going to pull and see if he takes a step. Now watch, if he doesn't take the step, I pull him a little bit more until he takes a step. What I'm ultimately trying to do is to get used to his motion, right? So that when it comes time for him to take the step, hopefully I can do something that makes sense for the sweep. Okay? Get used to his motion, pull him around a little bit. If you notice his foot's about to hit the ground, and your foot is available, your foot might not be available if you just stepped on it and put your weight on it. But if your foot's available and his foot's up, you can bump it. Okay? When I say foot sweep, like you're sweeping the floor, it looks kind of like this. Try to trip your buddy up. By the way, hold on to them and ease them to the ground if you do make your sweeps, just to kind of get started. Go! Who wants to learn a super cool trick to being a great instructor? If you never forget this, pick the smallest person to demonstrate with, because you can move their weight. Notice I did pick Joel earlier, but he's also pretty compliant when I'm working with him. But again, I want to make something look good. I grab somebody that can really move around. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Ah, instructor tip. All right, I do that mostly for fun, but it works. All right, so again, guys, if you're looking like this, I gotta make this sweep, right? First of all, your foot's too far away to even make the sweep. Let's kind of keep that in mind. That's okay. You'll figure it out. All right. The second thing is we're not really trying to, make them step and then, well, crap, I got all my weight on both feet because I want to be stable. We're literally walking with them, okay? So when we walk with someone, we can get to where we can move them however we want, right? So again, as I'm walking and I notice that her foot becomes light, I make the strike, right? Now again, I can hit this foot or I can hit that foot, right? Inside or outside, okay? What we're ultimately looking for is an opportunity to make a really great throw. And when we don't have the timing, it looks like this. Foot solid on the ground, right? And I'm like, I hit it then, I hit it then, and I'm gonna go, bump, oh, that was the wrong timing. Her foot was solid, does that make sense? So feel a little bit more than look. If you look, you're gonna mess up the timing, you're gonna hit it early or late. Okay, you wanna hit right on time. How do you do that? Get her walking. Now, you gotta coordinate your step right at the right time right now. Okay? Does it make sense? When I'm pushing her, I have the foot that's left behind very easy. Does that make sense? If I'm pulling her, right, just before it hits, it's a little bit harder. Does that make sense?
Sure.
All right. Now, there's a bonus to being kickboxers and jiu-jitsu people or mixed martial artists. If I blow this, right, she stands strong, and I blow this, well, guess what? I can just hit it harder. All right, because we condition our shins, and I can just kick the crap out of it, right? That's not the best way to do a sweep, but I know a lot of people who are like, I don't care if it's in the right place or not, if it's on the way down or on the way up. I just kick it hard enough and pull her, and I'm going to make the sweep. That is true. Working for something a little more technical, right? Right? Oh, that's that one. I'm trying to do it without looking. It's hard, right? Without looking is a trick. Okay? Play with it. Have some fun with it. When you have fun with something, you'll learn it quicker. Once you get frustrated, you might as well take a time out and go get water because you're not going to get it. Your brain's got to be relaxed. Body's relaxed. Get to where you feel these things, okay? Go. All right. How do we get him to take a big step? That's a great question for anybody that wants to get a foot sweep off, or a loading throw for that matter. If I'm pulling him gently, I have to really have good timing to make things happen. Does that make sense?
Sure.
All right? If I want him to take a big step, pushing him faster doesn't make him necessarily take a big step. It's moving him faster. I want to stop and I want to pivot. Watch. See that big step? That whole time that we're thinking big step, we can be doing something to that foot. Okay? Does that make sense? So again, if he takes a big step, just before he hits the ground is when I want to do something. All right, so I still want you guys to be thinking about these foot sweeps here. Okay? Okay? I don't do a lot of these. I do a few. What I really want you to do is get to where you can mess with them this way and say, oh, I'm missing them a little bit. It's nothing in the world, right? You're kind of getting used to feeling his feet. Then, when it's time for to make a big throw, right? You make the big turn this way, you can get to that foot. Okay? Little pull, little push, big throw. Okay. Sasae, Tsurukomi, Ashi, ankle propping throw. Does it make sense?
Sir.
All right. Let's advance. Push forward, push back, look for the foot bump. Right? You're kind of selling the small foot sweep. Then, big pull, hit that foot, and watch him go for ankle propping throw. You set up with the foot sweep, right? Big throw is going to be big pull, big turn, hit it, and watch him go. All right? If you need some help, raise your hand. Go! All right. For this particular throw, as opposed to just a foot sweep here, where we're just kind of moving, it's all timing for these short, simple sweeps, okay? The small sweep. But if we're going to make a big sweep, I gotta step definitively. Pull them into me when I have both feet on the ground, and at the last minute, I change and I get all my weight on one side and I kick their foot. I have to be based for that to happen, okay? Does that make sense?
Sure.
All right, so for those of you that are doing this, your hands are nice and loose, back when we were doing this walking method, right? For those of you that are doing this one, you're luring them in, giving them some bait, making them feel relaxed, right? And then you make the big move, okay? So I might make a move and I might bump this one, right? I might bump that one, right? He's thinking that I'm going to be focused on those small ones. I want to get here, okay? See how I yank him into me? When I yank him into me, if that foot moves, that's the one left behind. I'm going to make a big turn. That's going to make this make a big step, right? So as slow motions I can possibly do, walk him, bump him, pull him, right? Now watch. Step, big turn, hit. Cool?
Sir.
All right, who wants the option B that almost never fails? I teach you the hard ones because I want you to get the technique. Option B, I can get off on almost anybody because it's ultimately a sacrifice throw. A lot of you guys are already doing this one, right? So even if Joel's a little stiff, he bases low, and I'm not really moving him that well. He's really trying to push it, right? Once I get his balance broke, I get him bent at the waist to about this position, he's gonna fall. It's all in this hand for the most part. This one's still controlling. This is the one. Make a big pull, make a big push. I'm gonna drop out to the side, and I'm gonna make sure that I catch that foot. Oh, I gotta get on the side so that when he makes the big step, I can get him, right? So again, he's kind of based out kind of low, right? And I just drop. Okay? And it's just a sacrifice throw variation of ankle propping throw. If you can't get the first one, this one almost never fails. Why do you think this one shouldn't be always taught and forget the other one? What's the bad thing with this one?
You could get stuffed.
You get stuffed! Caitlin, super good answer. Right? I go to make this throw and he lifts his leg. And then he just lands right on me, right? I get here, I go to make this throw, he lifts his leg, and I do this. And I pull him right down on me. Can you see how that would be unfortunate? Not only did you blow the throw, but you gave him probably the best possible position for him to land it.
What's like the best time to actually get the kick off when they're stepping?
All right, so remember that we're looking for timing with these soft ones, right? These ones, right? We're looking for the timing. This one doesn't require timing. All right, Joel, just get it in good stance. Super slow motion, right? Once I get here, and I get him pulled, see I've broken his balance. Then I step, and he's got to hold up all my weight. Now, I'm not going to even put my foot where it belongs. Joel, just don't fall. Right, now watch. I start going down, don't fall. Don't fall. He's got to hold on my weight. Now watch. See how that foot gives? So again, ukiwaza, which is a different throw, is similarly, I just bend his head close to his feet and he falls, right? When I do this one, he's either got to do a headstand or drop both hands and maybe stop in this position. But if his hands are on me, he's got to fall under ukiwaza. It's not a timing throw, it's a power throw. We're going to use weight, momentum, gravity's going to help us. So I'm here. This one for the standing, and this one is the move basically to make the submission or the sacrifice throw. Last time, give it a try. Super basic walk this thing. This is a fun throw, by the way. I learned this throw a long time ago. Brent grabs me, and he's like, Curtis, you're not getting a throw. I'm just going to stand here, and I'm going to be a good uki. This is the person who takes the fall for you. I'm like, okay, Brent, thanks so much. Hold, hold, step, stomp right on his foot. Hold right there. Now watch. When I go to sit, I start pulling him until he's turned. All right, go move, Brent. Can everybody see? That's not the best place for him to be. He's definitely, his balance is broken. So, here, step to his foot. Step towards him. All right, this is going to make the turn. Once I step here, I turn it. Now, he's got to hold his weight up and my weight up, and I'm not letting him move this foot. Right? So when I sit, I pull hard. And I just roll to the top. Right? Does that make sense? Can we do it? All right, y'all coach me. Pretend I don't know anything. What's step one?
Grip.
All right, I got a grip. What do I do? All right. Position. I got to step to this foot. I got to get off to his side slightly. What's step 2 or 3?
Step on the foot.
It's really, I'm blocking his ankle, but okay, I'm going to step on his foot because it's just a good place to be. Now what?
Breaking balance.
Are you sure I got to bring balance? Because is his balance broke yet?
No.
So he needs to look more like this.
Yeah.
Then what?
Sit.
I got to sit hard that way, not straight back. I don't want to pull him onto me. I got to get out of his way. I sit. All right? He's going to try to stay standing. I'm just going to hold this foot. His butt pokes out a little bit. You know he's working on his balance. Now watch. Once he gets here, move to that position. Do super slow for a few minutes and just try it. And then, speed it up. Work on the timing. Go. This throw works super good if they got a uniform to hold on to. What if we are at the beach and not wearing a shirt and this is the throw that you choose? Maybe you're a wrestler and all you have is a singlet and you're not allowed to grab the singlet. That would be a foul. What do? You got to make a grapple on the neck and a tricep grip. Let's see if Caitlin can demonstrate this for us. First, let's start with the grip, okay? Notice the right hand is on the neck and she's tied up, right? Once she's got this, she can feel what he's doing. She's controlling this arm. There's nothing to grab onto. There's no uniform in wrestling or on the beach and out on the street you got a short sleeve shirt on. This is what you have. So, once you get there, everything else then, she still has to step to the place. She still has to drop and kick, right? All right, start over from the, just let him go. Start over, make the grip, make the throw when you're ready. Nicely done. All right. Again, if you analyze what you're doing, she bumps him a few times or moves him a few times to get a feel for where his base is. Then when she feels, then she can move. Do it one more time. There it is. And she makes the top position. I love it. All right, so for all the haters out there that don't like Jiu-Jitsu, they're saying, well, that work. Well, I'm a wrestler. That would work. This is a great wrestling move, okay? It's a good move for wrestling, for Jiu-Jitsu, for Sambo. Heck, if you don't do any grappling at all and you figure you can grab somebody and you start working this one move, you should be able to make a takedown and go to striking. We must fight on the wall. Work the ground today. Maybe at the very end I'll do a little bit of ground. I want to see, can you throw? Now, I don't care if you do an arm, a shoulder throw, or you do an arm throw, or you do a hip throw, or you do some sort of sweep. Maybe you do a reap. Maybe you tackle them like a football player. Whatever works, get them to the ground. Don't forget, single leg, double leg tend to work. single leg, double legs, what the wrestlers are using, gotta admit, you grab somebody's foot, should work, right? Head and arm throw, right? Find a good throw, make it work. Once you make your throw, because both of you will be trying to do it at the same time, work more defense, okay? So if I throw Caitlin the first time, I'm like, man, I threw her pretty easily, right? I'll go a little more defensive and see if she can make her throw with me really working defense. If she does get her throw, guess what? I'm going back on the offense. I'm going to make my throw. Make sense? Work them. If you don't know the person standing in front of you, introduce yourself, bow, touch gloves.